this is gonna be called the Eggs Down Deep. Can we name this video Eggs Down Deep? Mommy, how do I record me in this?
Okay.
Is it showing my face?
So remember last year when we cleaned out all the weeds from here? It took forever. Well, I'm gonna do it again. Except this time I'm not just taking out weeds, I'm taking out everything. All the bulbs, all the hostas. And since they ain't coming up yet, it might be hard to find. But so it's gonna be a big task, but I want to turn this flower bed into an herb garden. So all of the flowers need to get out. I could do like a high-speed reel of me cleaning stuff out for like ever, or I could just do this. Ta-da! It was a very long snap. I went as far as like the corner back there. This area right in here, there was like a ton of that like crabgrass that kind of creeps along, you know. So that spot was kind of tough. Like up here, the landscaping cloth, I could just kind of roll it back and take all the weeds with it for the most part, so it wasn't too bad. But back there, with all that grass, whew, that was a lot of work. But at least this part is emptied out now. I just need to use the rest of that dirt that we had chipped in to top it. And then we're going to get some wood chips to mulch it really deep to help suppress some of those weeds that might want to come back. And then we can plant. So do you remember these hydrangeas that we planted last year? Well, it is now late winter, early spring, and it is time to prune them. Now, some hydrangea varieties do better pruned in the fall. This particular one is limelight hydrangea, prefers a late winter, early spring prune. So, been a while since I did this. I guess 2 years, because these weren't planted yet last year. So let's see if I can remember how to do it properly. You'll see on the stem the different leaf buds, and you want to trim it right above one of those leaf nodes, and that will cause it to branch out to give you a bushier plant with a whole lot more blooms. Only takes a few minutes, but it makes a really big impact. This particular variety of hydrangea, the blooms grow on new growth. The flowers are produced on new growth. So you want to make sure that you do this pruning before the new growth starts for the year. So late winter, early spring. You're starting to see these leaf nodes pop up along the side, but it isn't actually growing or blooming yet. So, perfect time to do this. What you want to do, any dead branches, which at this point may be hard to tell, but they can go ahead and be cut off. I usually go ahead and cut off any of the flowering branches, and really you just want to take about 1/3 of the growth off of the plant, and that will provide more energy for new growth. Now, I'm not a professional pruner. I don't really care if my plant is completely uniform and perfectly shaped or anything like that, but I do want a lot of blooms because this variety makes for excellent cut blooms, and they dry really well. I actually have some on my counter from the old house that I had dried, and I just brought them with me when we moved, and they're still beautiful as ever. I don't know if you can see here where before I bought them, they were trimmed back right here, and then these 2 leaf nodes created 2 more side branches. All right, 1 down, 2 to go. Okay, so you saw all of these bulbs that I had mentioned I pulled out of the flower bed yesterday. Back there. Yeah, these big old clumps right here are bulbs. Lots of bulbs. There's also some over right there, and at my feet, some behind me. There's lots and lots of them. So I am going to repurpose some of them. These are short yellow daylilies. I think I'm going to plant them right here, just along the side of the turnaround parking space here. Because I don't want to just throw them away. It feels wasteful. But yeah, so they need a new home, and it's going to be here. I also have some tall yellow daylilies that I may or may not plant right here next to our, what do you call this thing? Lantern pole thing. This light that I don't know what it's called. I might just plant them right by next to there, and they will probably spread, but we just mow them down if they get too big, I guess. And then the hostas I'm going to plant around the side of the house. There's a lot more shade there. Hostas don't really mind shade, and hopefully they will kind of help keep the ivy under control a little bit. Maybe. Here's hoping. We'll see. What about them?
Can I see inside them? No.
Let's go. Once again, we are egg hunting, and I think I found them. This pile of brush here that I need to move over to the burn pile. I think I saw Josephine over here earlier, and then I just heard Goldie singing on this side of the yard. On this side of the yard instead of over by the barn. And I think I found their stash. Do you see them in there?
No.
You don't? Look at, you see that hole? You see where the hole is?
That one?
Nope, further up.
I can't see it.
Let's see if I can get there. There's a lot of sticks and stuff here. Let's see if I can get there.
I can't see it.
Okay, it's back here.
Oh, I see the egg.
You see them?
Yeah.
Yeah, someone's gonna have to come over here with the basket so I can hand them to you.
Oh, I'll come over.
Right here, there. This hole right here. See them in there? Yeah. It's a tiny hole. I don't know how they fit in there. You guys have been naughty again, haven't you? Ay, ay, ay. They definitely keep us on our toes. You think you can get in there and reach them? Careful not to break them. Here, wait here. You just wait right here, okay? And then Bubba can hand them to us.
Oh, no, I can't.
You can't reach them?
It's too far.
Yeah, it's a pretty wide. You gotta reach real far in there. All right, let me try, okay? Okay, come over here with the basket, and I will hand them to you, okay?
Why you have a pen in there?
Honestly, expected them to be in here last year. I never found them. You see them?
Mommy, you give me...
Watch where it's pointing, so you can make sure you're recording good.
I'm trying to show where the eggs are.
Okay, well, I already showed them where the eggs are. Now I'm going to reach in and grab them, okay?
Mommy.
Got it?
Yep.
Okay. All right, they're right under here. I wish you could have seen that face. All right. Okay, back up. Oh, and it's really deep. This is a really deep hole.
I'd call that the deepest hole in the world of eggs. The eggs down deep.
Don't drop them.
Mommy, this is gonna be called the eggs down deep.
Stick stabbing me. 6.
Can we name this video Eggs Down Deep?
Maybe. Ouch! My hair is stuck in the sticks.
Okay.
Ah! My hair is stuck. 8. Oh, look, there's a Jenny egg. Is there any more in there?
I think so. Mommy,
Any more?
Mommy, how do I record me in this?
Okay, hold on. All right, don't drop those babies.
Ha! I know a trick.
Did you hit stop?
No.
Okay, you can hit stop. Okay, I'm gonna look around this pile and somewhere else, okay?
Is it showing my face?
Yes, it's showing your face.
So, Mommy, found a nest that was very deep, and it was pretty deep, and I do not know how the chickens got down there.
Me neither. It was
But
pretty small, wasn't it?
it was pretty small and deep.
It was.
And, Mommy got her hair stuck in the branch, and the branches were poking her. So,
But we got him out, didn't we?
I had to hold the camera phone, and we're probably gonna find some more today, and we might find some in the barn.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Let's keep looking, okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Ah, this is how they got in there. This is the opposite side. There's a bigger entrance right there. Aha. That's how you guys have been getting in, eh? And none of those were warm, so you were lying about laying your egg. You haven't laid it yet, have you, Goldie? Go to the barn to do that. I'm going to keep looking around the other side. Karate laid around that side last year, so I'm going to go check over there. And then see if there's any more under the barn. That really was a brilliant place to be laying eggs.
Where's eggs?
Because it is so secluded.
Did you find more eggs?
Nope, no more in that pile. Let's go look over by the barn, shall we?
Yeah.
Okay. Shout out to my Aunt Fern. Hi, Aunt Fern. I know she watches this regularly. She pointed out to me the other week, I guess, that, with it being spring, probably they are hunting out better hiding places for their eggs because that's usually when they would go broody. I'm starting to really believe you, Aunt Fern, because, whew, we've never had this much egg hunting at one time before. They've been crazy lately. Finding any in there?
Oh, yeah.
Did you look under those tree branches over there where your sister is?
Oh.
Over there, in those branches? Is there any under there, babe? Okay.
No.
Okay. Oh, Goldie's looking for another place to lay. The barn, Goldie. Go to the barn. Yes, that way. That's where you lay your egg. She's got to have to lay hers really bad. Because she was singing earlier, and then we stole her stash that she wanted to lay with, and now I just scared her out of the mini coop. Go to the barn, Goldie. To the barn. You see any under there?
No.
Nope, no more under there right now.
No.
Okay, I think they stopped there. What about you? Did you find any on your way?
No, but I did find some more plants.
Yeah, well, it is springtime. Plants grow in the spring. What you got? Oh, some kind of bulbs. I don't think these ever actually flowered last year, but I do remember them coming up. Looks like they might be daylilies or something. Spring, spring, spring. Did you find another daffodil?
Oh, it's white.
Did you find a daffodil?
It's white.
Is it pretty?
Could I smell it?
Yeah.
Can I smell it? Can I smell it? No, because I can tell you it's Play-Doh.
It smells like Play-Doh.
Yeah, let me smell it.
Let him smell it. See what he thinks.
It smells... Yeah, you are right.
It smells like Play-Doh. Is it pretty? Wow!
Oops, I got it.
Well, for now, these 8 from the brush pile are all we have. So, I don't think Goldie has laid yet. She went in the barn, but Luann was in there, so she came back out squawking, but I think she went back in. So, hopefully she'll lay in there like she's supposed to. Thank you for holding the door. So, I guess we'll finish our egg hunt later tonight when we get the rest out of the barn. I'm just down here watering my seedlings today. Honestly, this is the one tedious part about growing your own plants from seeds, especially when you have multiple types of plants in the same planter. because some will sprout before others and some will grow faster than others. So just timing the when to take the top off, when to turn off the heat mat, when to raise the light, you know, keeping the moisture levels good and everything can be a little tricky. But I mean, so ideally it'd be easier if you had all the same kind of plant and a planter. But if you have a smaller garden, then that's just not feasible. Now for germination's sake, the surface of the soil needs to be moist, and you need to keep those seeds moist until they germinate. And then after that, it's better to water from the bottom. So as they grow, those roots get lower and they're looking down here for water, all right, not at the surface. So it's best to water from the bottom. And these little starter trays make that really easy. You just pour some water in the bottom and then stick these in it. Set a timer for about 10 or 15 minutes so you don't forget. And then by that point you can see the surface has gotten wet. So it is hydrated all the way through, and you can just dump out the water that's left from the bottom tray. Just to recap, when you first plant, keep your greenhouse trays if you have them, or plastic wrap if you don't. That works fine. I've done that plenty of times. Just to create a greenhouse environment to keep that moisture in so your seedlings stay wet, moist until they germinate. Then at that point you can take the lid off, and I still kind of surface water for a little while just because those roots are so shallow still. But once they start getting, I don't know, half an inch tall, you can start watering from underneath to prevent that surface mildew and stuff from growing, and to prevent attracting those little, what are they called? Those little annoying flies. So, and really the only difficult part at that point is just like, you know, watching the ones that haven't germinated yet, making sure you keep that moist. And then once they've all germinated, it's a lot easier because you just water them all from the bottom every couple days once they start drying out, and you are good to go. I love watching them all sprout and grow. It is so exciting and amazing to me how those teeny tiny little seeds contain everything to grow massive plants. It boggles my mind